When we immerse ourselves in thinking about four-dimensional space, we find ourselves on the edge of our usual world, where the boundaries between thoughts and reality become ghostly. Imagine, everything we see and feel now is just a moment in the infinite flow of being beyond our ordinary perception. In this dimension, our thoughts take on incredible power. Inner dialogues, quiet and imperceptible to the outside world, become the creators of reality. What we think about, what we believe in, shapes not only our inner world, but also everything around us. We are the creators of our own lives, weaving the fabric of our destiny by the power of thought. Speaking of creation, we do not mean creation from the void, but rather manifestation, materialization of what already exists in the invisible world. Everything that exists is already there, waiting for its time to materialize in reality. Realizing this, we embark on an amazing journey towards an already existing reality that we have yet to discover. Don't forget, friends, that we have our Telegram channel. It's a place where we can come together, share our experiences, and inspire each other for new accomplishments. Together we are strength, and each of you has a unique contribution to our common cause of spreading light and goodness. Join our Telegram channel. The link is in the description. Let's create something great together. Our inner dialogue, like a compass, guides us through the multidimensionality of being. It is important to listen not to the chaotic flow of thoughts, but to the quiet voice of intuition, speaking the language of harmony and abundance. It is he who reminds us that nothing is impossible in the fourth dimension for our multifaceted mind. The wise Neville Goddard encouraged us to learn from the Creator by watching him materialize the invisible. In the same way, we too are capable of realizing our dreams, bringing them from the inner world to reality. And the first step on this path is the power of imagination, which precedes every action. Our innermost thoughts, inner dialogues, are the cradle of future events. In them are born images that are destined to manifest in our lives. Thinking in the fourth dimension likens us to the Creator, giving us the ability to embody the invisible. The key is faith, which Neville called fidelity to the invisible reality. It's an unwavering certainty that things exist before we can even see or touch them. This is why it is so important to remember. We are the architects of our own reality. We create it with the power of thought, shape it with internal dialogues, and fill it with images. It is not just an ephemeral idea, but a process unfolding right now, before our eyes. Sometimes we are able to foresee events, to see glimpses of the future that have not yet manifested in our three-dimensional world. This suggests the existence of some plan, hidden from our usual perception, unfolding in another dimension and gradually penetrating into our reality. We are accustomed to relying on our five senses as our only source of reliable information. But our senses are not all-powerful. They often obscure the wonders that surround us with an invisible halo. To see them, we need to go beyond the usual, to open our minds to perceive what is still hidden from physical sensations. There comes a moment when we begin to think independently, go beyond the usual patterns. We ask ourselves, what do I really want? What kind of life do I want to live? The answers to these questions expose the underlying aspirations that lead us down a unique path. The inner voice, our intuition, becomes our compass, helping us navigate the world of sensations, seeing the hidden facets of reality. Following it, we achieve success, realize our dreams, find our own way of self-expression. By consciously controlling our minds, we move beyond the three-dimensional thinking that often keeps us trapped in the past and future. By focusing on the present moment, on what has already happened, we change our state of mind and open new horizons of possibilities. The world around us may seem unshakable, but if we change our perception, a completely different reality opens up. Bringing into harmony the inner dialogue and our aspirations, we erase the boundary between what we want and reality. External circumstances and other people's opinions no longer have power over us. We learn to be guided by our inner voice. It leads us along sometimes unpredictable but true paths, leads us to where we are meant to be, where we meet our own people, those who resonate with our vibrations. This is the essence of our inner journey. Intuition, thoughts, and deep desires merge to create a life beyond the ordinary. Take, for example, the desire to start a new career. What if we could feel it with our whole soul, with every cell of our being as if it were already a reality. To do this, we need to immerse ourselves in the image of the desired future, using all the senses, living it in our imagination. At this moment, we make an act of faith, and this is where change begins. Reality, seemingly unchanging, responds to our thoughts and feelings. We begin to notice subtle changes, new feelings and inspiration fill us, and people appear in our lives to help us along the way. This is the manifestation of four-dimensional thinking in action. At the heart of four-dimensional thinking is the idea that everything already exists, here and now, and we are part of this infinite reality. To learn to see the unseen, we need to go beyond the perception limited to the five senses. By focusing on what we desire, we give it the same reality as the world around us. This is where imagination comes into play. Imagine yourself in a dreamlike state, fully focused on the image of what you are striving for. You can even create an affirmation stating that what you want has already happened. Such practices take consciousness to a new level where we gain confidence that the goal has been achieved. Our thoughts are a focused beam of light. When we direct it to something specific, everything else recedes into the background, loses its sharpness. Therefore, concentration is the key to the materialization of desires. It is important to monitor our thoughts, making sure that the internal dialogue is in harmony with our aspirations. Observing our inner transformations, we inevitably notice how the reality around us changes as well. This is a harmonious dance of inner and outer. And in this process, a deep joy is born because we realize the power within us. Our inner world is the most powerful tool for transforming reality. It shapes the outer world by materializing our beliefs and thoughts. Every day, having curbed the inner dialogue, directing it in the direction of creation, we notice amazing changes in the surrounding reality. It is important to remember, the power to create our reality lies within ourselves. Realizing this, we touch the deep spiritual knowledge, penetrate beyond the material world, where the hidden truths lurk, waiting for their time. Let us recall the words of ancient scripture, for his invisible things, his eternal power and Godhead, from the foundation of the world through the beholding of the creatures are visible, so that they are unanswerable. To comprehend the true nature of reality, one must go beyond the five senses. One cannot rely on them alone, ignoring spiritual perception. It is this that allows you to touch the mysteries of existence, even if it contradicts the usual picture of the world. But this is the principle of four-dimensional thinking. The belief that everything already exists here and now is confirmed by our ability to perceive events before they appear in the material world. To develop this four-dimensional vision, it is important to learn to listen to ourselves, paying attention to our inner dialogue, the conversations we have with ourselves as we think about what is happening and look into the future. It is not about constantly daydreaming about things that have not yet come to pass. This knowledge is meant to help us better understand ourselves and consciously create the reality we desire. Remember how often we encounter misunderstanding from others when someone doubts us, predicting failure on the way to a goal. It can be unpleasant, but before such a situation happens in reality, it is already played out in our inner world in the form of doubts. Am I capable enough? Will I be able to achieve this? It is this internal dialogue, fueled by our own insecurities, that then materializes in the form of obstacles and disappointments. The power to change reality is the power to change inner attitudes. All change, all transformation originates in our consciousness. They don't happen somewhere outside. They begin with subtle movements within us. It is like a play being played out on the stage of our lives. The outside world is just a mirror reflecting our inner transformations. Everything that happens around us, events, meetings, information, all this is just a reflection of our own changes. This is how the inner manifests itself in the outer. I sincerely hope that this understanding will become for you the key to the desired changes, whether it is the realization of dreams or spiritual growth. Do not allow yourself to be a slave to the five senses, otherwise you risk becoming a boat, drifting along the waves of reality that you cannot control. To clear our minds, to tune out our internal dialogues, we need to recognize. These conversations are not just reflections of our experiences, they are the architects of our external world. This can be difficult to accept at first, because we are used to thinking of ourselves as the effect rather than the cause of things. However, with persistence, we can gradually change our perspective. Remember, all change is born in the mind. Even the future, which we so carefully chart in our imagination, offers us many paths at every stage. And it is our internal dialogues, our interactions with the outside world, through circumstances or the information we receive, that lead us to that desired future. There are many ways to reach the goal. By trusting the flow of life or by taking control, the choice is always ours. By realizing that all change happens in consciousness, you will notice your inner dialogue becoming more proactive, filled with the energy of creation. Realize your power in the present moment and enter a world of limitless possibilities where you can shape your reality in a purposeful and harmonious way. Thank you for traveling this journey with me. If the video resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with those who may find it useful, and don't forget to leave comments. Share your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thanks again for watching and for being with me. Take care and see you soon.